Have you ever thought that maybe money just isn't meant for you? Not because you don't want it or because you don't deserve it, but because somehow it always slips through your fingers. You work, you try, you start over again, but at the end of the month, the balance always looks the same. Little. And deep down, a voice whispers, "Things never work out for me." That voice is quiet, but powerful. It makes you believe that prosperity after 40 is a privilege for a few, and that financial freedom after 40 is a distant, almost impossible dream. I know. Because maybe you look back and see a lifetime of effort. You raised children, cared for your parents, paid the bills, survived crises. And yet, you still feel like you never took that decisive step toward the mature financial life you once imagined. Deep down, there's a strange feeling, as if money has a destined path, and you were never the chosen one. But the truth is, it's not money that avoids you. It's your mind that, without realizing it, keeps pushing it away. And that doesn't happen by accident. It happens because, long ago, someone taught you, directly or subtly, that money is dangerous, dirty, or reserved for a select few. Those ideas become beliefs, and beliefs shape everything. What you do, what you avoid, and what you believe you deserve. They're like background software, running quietly and dictating your financial decisions every single day. Take Mark, for example. When he was a boy, he used to see his father come home exhausted from work, saying, "One day, I'll win the lottery and get us out of this life." Mark grew up believing that wealth was a stroke of luck, not the result of strategy or learning. Today, at 48, he still feels financially lost, waiting for that lucky break that never comes. Then there's Karen, whose mother was overly controlling with money. She grew up hearing, "Save everything, never spend, the world is dangerous." As an adult, she became exactly that way. She saves, she economizes, but she never enjoys life. Money became synonymous with fear, and unconsciously, she confuses security with deprivation. These stories are common. They are invisible financial traumas, and their impact runs deep. The first is self-sabotage, when you create an opportunity but ruin it before you can reap the results. The second is guilt, the feeling that you don't deserve to prosper while others are still struggling. The third is the fear of making mistakes, which paralyzes you whenever it's time to invest or take a step forward. And the fourth is the pattern of repetition, the cycle that makes you relive, in your 40s, the same blocks you had in your 20s. These patterns keep you trapped. And while they remain unhealed, no raise, promotion, or new source of income will ever be enough. Because the root of the problem isn't in your wallet, it's in your mind. Psychology calls this core limiting beliefs. They're formed in childhood, usually before the age of 10. They come from what you saw, what you heard, and what you emotionally absorbed. The problem is that the child takes everything literally. If she hears that money causes fights, she learns that having money is dangerous. If she hears that there's never enough, she develops a lens of scarcity. And if she watches her parents lose everything, she records the message. Earning brings pain. Better not even try. Think of Ethan, who watched his family lose their home after his father was laid off. He grew up equating stability with obedience. He never dared to start his own business, even though he had great ideas. Or Laura, who once had an abusive boyfriend that controlled every cent she spent. When she finally broke free, she began spending compulsively, as if buying were the only way to prove her independence. These are simple, but revealing examples. They show that our financial beliefs aren't rational, they're emotional. And while the emotion remains unhealed, Life keeps repeating the same story, just with different characters. But there is hope. Neuroscience has already proven that the brain is malleable. It can change, form new connections, and reorganize itself when you introduce new ideas and emotions. That means yes, you can reprogram your mind for abundance after 40. Methods like NLP, therapeutic hypnosis, and financial coaching have helped thousands of people untie the knot between money and pain. When the mind understands that money is neutral and that you are the one who gives it meaning, everything changes. Many therapists and behavioral researchers affirm that prosperity only blooms when the body feels safe to receive. It's a profound idea because, deep down, prosperity has less to do with spreadsheets, investments, or strategies, and more to do with emotional safety. The human body responds to what it believes is safe. And if, on any level, you associate growth with risk, judgment, or loss, your body blocks the flow of abundance. Only when the body feels safe to expand does true prosperity begin to unfold. So, how do you start this change? First, by observing your inner dialogue. Notice how many times you say things like, "I wasn't born for this." "Money is complicated." "I'm just not good with numbers." These phrases are programs, and every program can be rewritten. Try replacing them with, "I can learn about money." "I'm capable of building wealth consciously." "I deserve to live with financial freedom." Second, practice creative visualization. Before falling asleep, picture your mature financial life, your bills organized, your mind at peace, your choices free. The brain doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. When you feel that abundance, you activate circuits of prosperity that influence your decisions, your emotions, and your actions. Third, make peace with your past. Look at your financial mistakes and say, "I was learning." Every debt, every loss, every failure carried a lesson, and those who learn prosper. At 40 and beyond, you have what many young people don't: history, wisdom, and resilience. And that's gold. Building wealth after 40 is stronger because it comes with purpose and maturity. You've already learned that to prosper isn't to show off, it's to sustain. It's not about chasing, it's about allowing things to flow. Imagine the story of Tom and Rachel, a couple aged 52 and 49. They spent most of their lives in debt, always feeling tight, until one day they decided to change their pattern. They took a financial education course, started applying the 30-day rule before any purchase, and developed the habit of writing down every expense. 3 years later, they were debt-free, had an emergency fund, and, most importantly, peace of mind. They didn't become millionaires, they became free. And that is true financial independence and maturity. Prosperity after 40 is exactly that: consciousness. It's when money stops being an escape and becomes a tool. You begin to see that it's not the number in your account that changes your life. It's your emotional relationship with it. That's why the first step in your prosperity plan for those over 40 is simple. Stop saying, "Money isn't for me," and start saying, "Money is part of my growth." Because financial growth after 40 isn't luck, it's re-education. And when the mind opens, the universe responds. So, close your eyes for a moment and say, "I release old beliefs. I allow myself to prosper. I choose safety, abundance, and purpose." Money is not your enemy. It's simply energy, and energy flows where there is permission. Give yourself permission to prosper. Believe it. Abundance has no age. It begins the moment you decide you deserve it. If this video made sense to you, give it a like, drop a comment below, share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe with the bell on so you won't miss a thing. And if you want to take the next step to transform your financial mindset, check out the link in the first comment below.